Okay, so starting off with this one, the first thing that you have to figure out is where do you want to start from? And all of these points are good places that you can start from, but for me, I think I'm going to choose to start from this corner right here. And what I'm going to do is make sure that when I calculate this first line here, is that I do not include this 0.25. So when I do a subtraction, I will take the 4, and then I'm going to subtract this number, and this number. So if you take that out of that, that should give me the remainder that's left over here. So once I do that, I'll start and then I'll calculate and kind of maneuver my way around this one as I've done with the other drawings. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this one. Okay, so in AutoCAD, we're going to start with the line command. And I'll start with that lower left corner like I showed you. Let's go ahead and make sure that we have ortho turned on, so this little icon should be blue. Let's go ahead and give it our preview direction so you can see that I am rubber banding this direction. And let's go with the apostrophe CAL command just for the calculator. And our expression will be 4 minus 2.25 minus 0.25 and minus another 0.25. And now you can see that that first line that I'm going to start off is going to be a distance of 1.25. From there, I will go up, and let's zoom in just a little bit. A distance of 0.75. Then let's go to the right, a distance of 0.25. I'll come down, a distance of 0.75. And now I have to go this direction. So if you refer back to the drawing, you're going to see that there is an offset of a 0.5 from that. So looking back at it, this number here, if I go ahead and I just typed in the 2.25, it will include my distance of 0.5. So I have to choose, well, I don't have to choose, I have no choice, but to go ahead and take that 0.5 off if I want to be able to calculate this line correctly. So looking at it, and it's simple enough numbers that we can do this in our head, we should be left with 1.75 should be the length of that line. Okay, so I'm going to go this direction, 1.75. Now I have to go up at this angle to make our angle line here. And if you remember back to the relative input, that's what I'm going to use to get me to that distance. So I'll type in 0.5, comma, 0.5, which happens to be the two distances that I want to go. So I want this line to go 0.5 to the right and also 0.5 going up. Once I hit the enter key, you'll see that I did make that line going up that distance. Let's go up a height of 2. I'll go back to the left here, a distance of 1.25. I'll go down a distance of 0.5. To the left, 0.75. Let's go back up, 0.5. And here we are at another line that we're going to have to calculate. Okay, so looking back at this line, I am located currently at this point. I need to figure out how to get to this point. And the numbers that I'm going to need is not the 3.5 in this case. It will be my 3.25, and then I will subtract the 1.25 and the 0.75, and that should get me to the location that I want. Okay, so I have the line preview in the direction that I want it to go. Apostrophe CAL, enter. 3.25 minus 1.25 minus 0.75. And the distance that it comes up with is 1.25, which is correct. The next thing I need to do is figure out how am I going to get this angled line down to that corner. So if I'm looking at this drawing, I need to get this direction. I have to first figure out how long it is to the X direction and how long it is going down on the Y direction. The Y direction is given to me at 0.5. The X direction, I have to take my overall length, because that's how far it is to get to this point, minus the length of where I'm at. And I'm currently at this location. So if I subtract these two numbers from each other, as you can see, it is 0.75, and then I have to go down 0.5. So to the left, 0.75, and down 0.5. Okay, so I'm at that point. Now, since you're going left in AutoCAD, that's going to be a negative number. So minus 0.75, comma, and I want to go down, which is also another negative number, 0.5. Once I select the Enter key, you will see that that line will go down at that angle. Okay, I'll go down a distance of 0.5. Let's go left, to the right, 0.5. I'll go down a distance of 0.25. Let's go back to the left, a distance of 0.5. And next I need to figure out how far to come down. Okay, so I need to figure out how far or how long this line is. And the way that we're going to do that is that we're going to take a look at the overall height, which is here. And then we're going to subtract 3 numbers away from it. And it will be the 1, the 0.25, and also the other 0.25. So if I subtract those 3 numbers away from it, you'll see that I am able to get the distance. Let's go ahead and take off that number so we won't be confused by it. And I'll highlight some of these other numbers. Okay, so all I'm going to do is subtract my 2.5 minus 1 minus this 0.25 and also minus this 0.25, and that's going to calculate the distance of that. You probably can do this one in your head, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one using the calculator just to get you a little bit more practice with using that. Okay, so back here in AutoCAD, let's go and give us our preview direction. So we want to make sure that it's pointing down. I'll type in the calculator, so apostrophe CAL, enter. And then my expression will be 2.5 minus 1 minus my 0.25 minus another 0.25 here at the bottom. Enter. And you're going to see that your line should complete, and it calculated that distance of 1 for us. Now at this point we can type in our last keys, but I always think it's a lot easier just to hit the close function, and it should close your shape. Okay, so that's how you would maneuver your way around a shape that has multiple different options in it. And I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you.